German football, a glorious tapestry woven with the threads of history, passion, and let's be honest, a hint of efficiency that could make a Swiss watch look like a toddler's finger painting. Now, while everyone is busy drooling over the likes of Müller, Klinsmann, and the ever-dapper Manuel Neuer, let's take a moment to dig deeper, much deeper, into the annals of German football history. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to uncover the unsung heroes of the pitch, the forgotten legends, the players whose names are less recognized than the ingredients in your grandmother's secret sauerkraut recipe. Let's travel back in time to the early 1900s. Picture it. A dusty field in a small German town, where the air is thick with the scent of bratwurst and the sound of a leather ball being kicked around by men who probably thought shorts were a radical fashion choice. You've got players like Karl-Heinz the Invisible Man Müller, no relation to the famous one, of course, who was known for his incredible ability to blend into the background during matches. Legend has it that he once played an entire game without touching the ball. The opposing team thought they were playing against a ghost, and they lost. Of course, they were probably just confused. And then there was Otto the Overthinker Schmidt, a midfielder whose tactical genius was only rivaled by his ability to overanalyze every single play. He would stand in the middle of the pitch, arms crossed, contemplating whether to pass left, right, or just retire from football altogether. Fans would often shout, "Otto, just kick the ball!" But he'd respond with a philosophical monologue on the existential crisis of a footballer. His career ended when he decided to pursue a PhD in football philosophy instead. Spoiler alert, he never graduated. Fast forward to the 1954 World Cup, a tournament that saw Germany rise from the ashes of defeat in World War II. Ah, the miracle of Bern, where the German team, led by the legendary Fritz Walter, shocked the world by defeating Hungary in the final. But let's not forget the unsung heroes of that match, like Hans the Hairpin Gruber, who was known for his dazzling hairstyle that distracted opposing players. It was said that every time he took a corner kick, defenders would be so mesmerized by his flowing locks that they forgot to mark their man. Germany won, and Hans became a local celebrity, not for his football skills, but for his hair care routine. Now, let's talk about the 1974 World Cup. Ah, the glory days. But while the world remembers the likes of Johann Cruyff and Gerd Müller, they forget about Klaus the Cabbage Schneider, a forward whose dribbling skills were so poor that defenders often just let him go by, thinking, he'll just trip over his own feet anyway. But Klaus had a secret weapon, his uncanny ability to make defenders question their life choices. Many a defender was left pondering their career path after a match against him. "Am I really cut out for this?" they'd ask, as Klaus stumbled past them, oblivious to the existential crisis he was causing. And who could forget the 1990 World Cup? Germany's third victory, and yet, lurking in the shadows was Wolfgang the Wall Weber, a defender so solid that he made brick walls look like marshmallows. But here's the kicker. Wolfgang had a unique strategy. Instead of tackling, he would simply stand in front of the opposing player and stare them down until they felt so uncomfortable that they just passed the ball away. It was a tactic so effective that it's now taught in psychology classes as the Weber method. Now, let's not forget the Bundesliga, the home of legendary clubs like Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. But tucked away in the depths of the league's history are teams like FC Soggy Socks, who once played a match in the pouring rain and literally lost their socks in the mud. Their star player, Rolf the Sockless Wonder Schmidt, played the entire match barefoot, claiming it gave him better traction. Spoiler alert, it did not. They lost 12-0, but Rolf became a folk hero, inspiring a generation of players to embrace the sockless lifestyle. Because who needs socks when you can have style? And speaking of style, let's talk about the fashion choices of these legends. You've got players like Helmut the Fashionista Fuchs, who was known for his flamboyant outfits, often sporting neon colors that made him look like he'd just walked off the set of a 1980s music video. His teammates would often joke that they were playing with a disco ball instead of a footballer. Helmut once said, If you're not going to score goals, you might as well look fabulous doing it. And honestly, that's a philosophy we can all get behind. Now, as we delve deeper into the history of German football, let's not forget the importance of subscribing to this channel. Because if you want to uncover more hidden gems, more absurd anecdotes, and more players whose names will make you question your own sanity, then you need to hit that subscribe button. Join us on this wild ride through the bizarre and hilarious world of German football history, where every kick of the ball is accompanied by a chuckle and a sense of disbelief. So, let's raise a glass, preferably filled with beer, because what else would you drink while discussing German football? To the legends you've never heard of, the players who've been lost to time, and the absurdity that is football. Here's to Karl-Heinz, Otto, Klaus, Wolfgang, and all the other unsung heroes who made the game what it is today. And remember, if you want to know more, you know what to do. Subscribe, because the world of German football is waiting and it's as hilarious as it is legendary.